Well, I've noticed that you've not chosen the big media centers for your tour. You've not just focused on where typically someone who comes in, they'll go to Los Angeles, they'll go to New York, and they'll go to maybe Miami and Dallas if we're lucky. But you've actually picked Heartland America in a lot of cases.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so, because, you know, the other side have an army. The left have an army. They've got the students in university, they've got the trade unions, they've got their ground army. And a lot of people who care about current affairs don't understand just how important grassroots activity, work on the ground really is. So yeah, I've been going out to where the people are, and you know, some of them are very important states. Arizona next week, for argument's sake.
Right,
I mean, clearly a very important state, not just now, but going ahead for 2022 and 2024. So that's been the object, is to meet thousands and thousands of people and to try and G them up, give them a sense of optimism and tell them, get ready, get out there and fight, because the Democrats are making some fatal mistakes. They're making the same kind of mistakes the British Labour Party made. There are large numbers of working class, lower income Americans from families who voted Democrat perhaps for generations, who do not like this hatred of the flag, this tearing down of American history, even talking down the founding fathers, you know, who made this nation. I mean, there's a feeling out there that the new wave of left-wing Democrats don't actually like the country very much at all. And that's just what we had from the British Labour Party. On top of that, you've got the border crisis and immigration. Uncontrolled immigration affects working families more than it does the rich. So I think for all of these reasons, I think there's a lot to fight for.
No, we've seen that flip. You know, when I was growing up, the Republicans were the party of the rich and the privileged. Yeah. But that's not the case.
Nope, there is a realignment of politics going on across the Western world. I said in 2012, in a TV interview, I said, I'm going to cause an earthquake in British politics. Well, some people thought that was very funny, but I have. Right, and there is this dramatic realignment, and you know, we'll perhaps come to it in a bit, but I think there are reasons, actually, for Conservatives to be quite positive about the future, despite how tough it feels today.
It doesn't feel good. I mean, all the bad things, the cancel culture. I mean, when you have an individual saying that a man cannot bear children, and they get banned from Twitter for hate speech, you know, a biological fact, and get banned for Twitter for hate speech. When we see those kinds of things, it is very depressing. It seems like the whole world is against us, and particularly our own government, our own media, and so forth.
Yeah, but the truth is, just as Middle England didn't go along with any of this stuff, and we've now proved that in a series of elections, do you really think ordinary families living in America, doing their jobs, bringing up their kids, do you think they're impressed by any of this? No. I don't. So it's almost a sort of media and social media echo chamber, but it doesn't reflect the majority. I mean, just take, for example, a little issue, I say little, it's quite important, of photo ID to vote.
Right.
I mean, suddenly, in Georgia, that's being portrayed to be racist and to be crazy and to be awful, and yet, opinion poll out last week, 75% of Americans, which means half of Democrat voters, think that photo ID is a very good idea for the integrity of elections.